Good morning. Here we are, another day. Morning, guys. You wanna come with us? Hello. Oh man. It doesn't get any better. Except for all that green stuff laying around. That can be a little problematic. Ugh. All right, you start raking, I'll start metal detecting. Get that green stuff out of here. Ugh. All right, I got a nice wash area here, and I've been pulling targets, but mostly just junk lead and brass. But that is always a great sign for some older sections. So this is really the first thing that I pulled that looks interesting. I'm not really sure where to go with it yet. I was gonna say maybe it looks like part of a bell or a button, but they are both escaping me right now because I don't think it's either one. It's some kind of brass or copper. Brass is a lot harder than copper. This feels very dense. So I'm gonna say it's brass, but I'm not really sure what that goes to. Looks like an old dreidel. It's not. No design on it. Yeah. My brother, yep, he's out in the water already. What a day. What's that out there? Floating in the water. Another great example of why you check the hole. I just pulled a huge piece of lead out of that and then rechecked the hole, and sitting underneath that chunk of lead was a 19, I think this says 41 wheat cent. Now there's no real value to this thing because it's beat up, but it's telling me what the age is in this section. And we like the 40s, especially when we're dealing with coins. Not really sure. It's brass. You can see the copper and the brass. So here's a piece of lead that I just popped out. And it just looks like maybe the corner of a piece of furniture, but it's lead, so it's old. And then if I looked a little closer, it does have some pretty cool designs on the sides. Look at that. So that is much nicer than a piece of scrap lead. And it goes in my good pocket. This particular area really sparks my interest. I found the 1849 large cent right there. There's all these pieces of congealed up rust, and look at this piece that's got sitting in there. It's a piece of glass buried in there. How cool is that design? There's something buried right here. It looks lead or graphite. Looks like one of those battery cores, but a very mini size of it. I'm gonna try and bang that piece out. That looks cool. Sitting right next to it is a really cool piece of pottery. It's been out here a while. That's gonna go in my bag. And I'm gonna dig a little bit around here. Look at this nice old dock. Sitting right here. Interesting. Well, we just pulled out a old fork out of that hole, really close to these rocks right here. So again, you're always looking for a sign. That might be a good sign that stuff is getting flushed out of these rocks. So I'm going to backtrack and stay here a little bit. I get everybody here today out in the water. I'm gonna stay on dry land. Okay, what'd you find? Pick it up. You wanna get your hands dirty? How cool is that? Awesome. nice. Oh, don't wipe it on me.
I don't like it.
You don't like what?
The mud.
Oh, look how cool that is. You don't like the mud?
No.
That is blasphemous. Don't ever speaketh like
Pouch of
muddy spot. Look at this though. That looks like some kind of mason jar. Yeah.
stuff.
What's this say? Dre? You're stuck. First thing to do when you get stuck in the mud, scream out loud with your arms over your head as loud as you can. I'm kidding. Yes. Look at this. Oh, I love it. I love it. The Dre Mason Jar Company was bought out by Ball in 1925, but they continued to use the embossed emblem of Dre for 3 to 5 years afterwards. When Dre was centered over perfect mason, we know that was when Ball started to use that embossing. So that dates this bottle to about 1925 to 1930. Okay, don't lie. Is this your new favorite place?
Yes.
Me too. Look at this guy. I just cleaned it off. Cobalt blue old Knox Ema. Yes, Knox Ema. I like that one. How awesome is that color?
I love it.
All right, I'll be right there. I gotta check this out real fast. Look at that. A nice section. Look at that bottle. There's a bottle down here. It's muddy. A lot of tires. You still there? Call the authorities if you see me disappear. Look at this cool section. There's a seat, there's a bottle. There's a bottle. Some netting. Well, definitely an area to check out. Look at that over there. Pays to take your bike places. All right, I'm gonna give you a long shot of what I just discovered over here. Oh, because that's deep right there. Sliding in the mud, look at that. All right, interesting. Interesting. Not really a bottle dump, but definitely has some stuff buried in here to come back and look at. Is that a milk? I knew I'd find at least one. It is. I'm gonna clean that boy home. Almost there. Need my gloves. I got one good bottle. Yeah, that's an old milk. I know that for sure. And that's a take-homer. Nice. I extracted the audio on this one. The wind was just driving me crazy, and I can't imagine what it must sound like on your guys' end. So I found this particularly bowl, but when I turned it over, that was a jackpot of some artwork on this one. It's a shot glass. Oh, with a little chip. Oh, that would have been pretty. Rats. It's my favorite kind of digging right here in the deep, dirty, ugly, grungy mud. And pulling out something like this is really cool from an old clock gear. That was way down deep. I love seeing all these broken up pieces of pipes and bottles coming out because there might be a fully intact one here somewhere. And yet I've been to this place 1,000 times. It looks like a bottle right over there. You see it? Check that out. All right. Yep, coming right out of that hole, you can see this really dark black sand. It's a little snap, little button fix. We just like finding these because that is not new, that's old. It's a good area in there. We got something right there. I'm gonna say it's a religious medal or a button or something written on there. Our Lady, pray for us. It looks like the backing of a religious medal. With all the religious medals I've had come out of here, I've never seen just the backing from Italy. That's cool. Oh, maybe that held something inside of it.
He's a YouTuber.
You know it, we just monetized last week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What group are you? I mean, what's your channel?
Under the surface.
Oh,
All right, out of that hole, right up against this dock, wedged against it. Pulled out an awesome,
just actually started a,
awesome anchor.
Oh, yeah, he's on the...
Yeah. Right there. All right, after that anchor that I found just there, maybe 3 signals later, you see it? I know that's something awesome. Look at this. That is some kind of metal button, metal clasp, I don't know. Look at how awesome that is. Yeah, it was a pin. It sure looks military to me. I don't see anything written on it yet. But that is something awesome. Nice. I'm not really sure what we got here, but I do love it, and I love this section. It's got a little screw backing to it. I'm not really sure what that is. Slides, so I don't think it would be placed on material. I don't know. I have a really deep signal here, and this is incredible. Here's my 3rd awesome type buckle snap that's coming out of this place. These are old. They're really old. That's my 3rd good signal in a row, all in the same area. I'm not sure why all these are coming out now. We've been on this place thousands of times. I just love it when the low tide comes in and there's always a good wash. You can see the running water, so all this mud is always going to be washed down. And every new time I get here, there's something else showing through. Look at this nice piece of pottery. It looks like a piece top of a screwdriver or something. And just as I glance down here, do you see the fork sticking out over there? Right in the middle of the screen. Let's go pick that up. Yep. Look at that. It's a nice little fork. It's heavy. Could be silver plated. Very rare of a chance that this is silver completely, but there's something written there. Nice little design. And we'll see what else is just sitting on top. Things are getting a little bit more interesting. Instead of all the bottles I always find here, it's a little tag. Definitely was on something, and either something initials are carved out in that. Looks like an A and a V maybe. Nothing to do cartwheels over, but just interesting. There's some kind of hinge. Oh, did you see that? Clam spit at me. Little buggers. Tell me to get off his home. Now I'll spit right back at you. Not really. All right.
This piece is super cool. It was obviously hand done. You can see where the straight lines were made to spell out the name Haven.
It's an interesting little cutout here, much further up than where the real bottle dump is, but as you can see, there are a few bottles showing through, and you can see these little hermit crabs. Hey, buddy. They live up and down this wall, and I was just curious what was going to be going on with this one. Oh, it feels cracked. Oh, no. Looks like it's a sauce bottle. It's interesting looking. It's got some age to it. This big metal piece there. It's funny, you do have to get low, especially when you're looking at the water. Because even what I didn't think was something, I picked it up anyway. Look at this thing. And just what I'm looking for, the little minis. It's a great little mini bottle. Could be old. I don't see any embossing in it, but that's a prize find for me. Look at that guy. I love the minis. And I did not think it was a bottle at first. I'm gonna sound redundant, but I just grabbed at this bottle and thought it was just a broken half. And look at what popped out. A cobalt blue ink. That is tremendous. Look at this guy. Love it. Now, I don't know if I see a little crack in the bottom there, or a scratch, or it's just old enough to have some deformation to it, but that may be my best find so far. Look at the colors on that. And there are some bubbles in there, so this thing's got some history to it. I thought it was a twist off, but that is a cork top. But there might be a crack on the bottom here, it's hard to tell. Love that. What's this right here? It's strange, it's glass. Okay, let's look for some more.
Now, just behind that cobalt blue ink, I found this, and it was much muddier looking. I had already rinsed it off and started to see a figure coming through. I didn't videotape it because I really didn't think it was anything. There were just some shapes on it that I knew, you better throw it in your bag. And the more I cleaned it, the more the figure started to show through. It is Japanese because it says Japan on the back, but I still haven't been able to figure out what this actually is.
I'm just getting a lot of great footage today because there was such a nice runoff and things are showing through. It's not always like this, but here's a cool piece of pottery just sitting right on top. And if you can look deep into that little hole, we're seeing the outline of a nice small liquor bottle or medicine bottle. It's a cork top and it looks intact and it looks tiny. And it's got some age to it. Look at how the bottom of it isn't even. That's how you know it's got some age to it. And that goes into my collection. Looks like something else was sitting here. Piece of glass. That wasn't there the other day. An interesting little piece showing up here. I'm not sure what it is, but I figured I'd videotape it. Oh. All right, I don't know what that is. It's attached to something broken. Oh, it's seltzer bottle maybe? Oh, it's all glass. Look at that. I don't know what that is. I wish it wasn't broken. I gotta get that home and clean it up. It's very interesting looking. All glass. Oh, the sun's getting hot. Little guy. Oh, that's interesting. So something's sitting right here. Look at that. That is a little mini buckle. Just sitting right there. Now that's what I want to start to get into around here. Look at that. Anything else? Might be a bottle right here I'm going to look at, but it looks like a ketchup bottle. Takes a careful eye. You witness it. I just pulled something sitting right out here. There's something there too. Okay. All right, I don't know how much pottery you guys can handle, but it never gets old for me. Look at this thing. This is interesting. It's right there. It looks like the shape of a coin. Look at the pottery, and it's a nice big piece of glass disc right there. And look at that piece of pottery. As I was saying, you can have a really trained eye and look for everything, especially color. That is a pretty little bead. A lot of good shape to it. A lot of good angles. Look at that guy. All right, just one more piece of pottery. Look at this piece I just pulled up. How cool is that? See the three guys fishing on the bridge, I believe. Yep. I know this pottery. I've seen it before. I just don't remember the name of it because I'm not so smart. But I know there's three fishermen on the bridge. That's really cool. Well, I gotta say goodbye. Until next time. Gotta go back to work.